Hey everyone, welcome back to Vlogmas. We are getting ready to head to the airport and go back home to Florida. It is actually a really yucky day. I don't know if you guys can see, but it's raining. It is super foggy. Hopefully we don't have any issues with our flight. I forgot to set my alarm this morning. I forgot to set it last night for this morning. So I still had time to get ready, but it was a mad dash. Bubba and I are in the lobby of where we're staying, waiting for our Uber. Everyone else is outside because it's rainy and cold and I want to take the baby out there. So we're catching our Uber and we're heading home. Well, here we are at the airport. Flight is delayed because of the weather. Super foggy. It's only delayed an hour so far, so hopefully we don't get delayed more. Bubba and Daddy are over here watching Frozen. The airport is very busy because all the flights are delayed. We are officially on the plane, but there was a maintenance issue, so we are delayed again. So we're just sitting here at our gate. We've been on the plane now for half hour, 40 minutes. Feels like forever. Still raining. This feels like the worst travel day ever. We have finally made it back to Florida, and I've never been more happy to be in Florida in my life. I'm so tired. Still sick. Looking rough. It is now 7:30. I think we were supposed to originally land at what, 5 something?
Like 4.5 miles.
So it could have been way worse. We could have been delayed a lot longer, or a flight could have been canceled. So we are thankful to actually be in Florida and not have to be stuck in New York. The weather was just really bad this morning, and then our plane had maintenance issues, and I think we sat on the plane at the gate for like an hour before we took off. And of course I'm traveling with a toddler who's very tired and I think is teething. So that was fun, but he did well. He flew pretty well, but I know that we're all ready to get home. So my mother and father-in-law are on their way to pick us up, David and I, and we're gonna head home, and I'm so happy. We're happy to be home. Longest day ever. It is now 8:45. I am so excited to finally be home. I wanted to do a quick recap of our trip to New York, but before I do that, I'm gonna open my advent calendar. Today, the day that I'm filming this, is December 9th, so I'm opening the 9th day of Advent. I always have the hardest time getting these open. Let's see what it is. Hopefully yummy. It is a red blend. I'm not a huge red wine drinker. It's just not something that I've ever really been into, but I did try one red wine from the advent calendar already. I don't remember which one it was, and it was pretty good. This one says serve at room temperature with lamb, steak, vegetable casseroles, or simply on its own. So I'm probably just going to set this out on my counter and drink it when the time comes for a glass of red. So, New York. Bubba just got my shoebox and is sitting on top of it. He's happy to be home too. So I want to give a quick recap, and I don't want you guys to think, oh, so boo-hoo, Maureen, you went to New York with your family in December and, you know, whatever. I don't want this to sound like I'm complaining. But I've gotten a lot of messages on Instagram, and a lot of people have just been saying, you know, I'm so jealous and I really wish I could go to New York and yada, yada, yada. So I just want to give you my full, honest opinion, because I feel like a lot of people don't give their full honest opinion about anything, and I just don't want anyone to look at my Instagram, my YouTube channel, whatever, and think that I have a perfect life, because I don't. And this trip was not perfect by far. It was a very hard week for me personally. I got sick the day before we left, so I have been battling a really awful cold all week. And then on Saturday I got a horrible migraine that lasted all day long, and I just kind of just went with it. Now he's pushing the shoebox around. And then I thought that I would wake up Sunday and feel much better, but I didn't. I woke up Sunday and felt so much worse. My head was pounding. I had never had a migraine this bad in my life. I ended up just doing a full-on ugly cry in front of everyone, and I just was in so much pain. So thankfully, I finally was able to get some relief from the pain. We went to lunch and everything kind of got better. but I still was battling the cold. And then we had a really awful experience with our Airbnb. And I've had some really great experiences with Airbnb in the past, but I think I'm a little burnt from this one. And I think hotels are mainly in our future, because this was just an awful experience with our Airbnb. We basically wasted an entire day because they had to switch our Airbnb and then they gave us the wrong time. And it was just such a pain. It was cold. I didn't think it was, horrible, but with a toddler who doesn't understand why he has to wear 3 layers of clothing, it's difficult. I think taking a toddler to New York City is just hard in general. I honestly don't know how you guys do it. If you are raising a family in the city, I'm sure you're probably just used to it, but for me, it was very difficult. They don't have a lot of elevators for strollers or wheelchairs. For the subways, the subway system was really difficult to understand. I never got the understanding of it. I just always went wherever they told me to go. There was so many people there, and everything was so much smaller in person than it was on the movies or TV. I thought there would be more Christmas decorations, and there wasn't, other than the tree and whatnot, there really wasn't a whole lot of decorations. There was a whole lot of people. Traffic was insane. It was an interesting adventure. I did have fun. There were some definite highlights of the trip. I loved going to the Brooklyn Bridge. I thought that was so cool, so much cooler in person than I expected it to be. It was something that I really wanted to do, was just walk across the bridge, and we only went halfway, but I was just excited and I loved looking around. I loved ice skating in Bryant Park. That was so cool. That was like just a whole different experience, because we don't have ice skating like that here in Florida. So that was really fun. I loved going to see the Rockettes with David. They were absolutely amazing, and it was nice to have a little bit of a date night while we were there. Going out to dinner last night with TJ and Audrey was fun. So we definitely had a great time. I don't want to say that we didn't, but it was difficult because I was sick, and then our travel today, we sat in the plane for an hour and a half, I think it was, because we had low tire pressure or something. So definitely a little bit stressful. I am very happy to be home. I'm happy to be in warm, sunny South Florida. And David just got home. We got home separately because my in-laws were wonderful and brought my car to me so that I could just drive right home. So that was great. So we're gonna have something to eat, get the baby in the bath, get him to bed, and then probably go to bed ourselves because we are exhausted. Thank you guys so much for watching this vlog. I know that it was a short one, it was a crazy day, but thank you for watching nonetheless. I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye everyone.